Well, I was putting together kind of a thought for what we were going to talk about today, and you're like, we do need to talk about the Super Bowl.
We have to.
I'm like, it was a boring game. And you're like, no. I'm not talking about the game.
Right. We're going to take it a step further. Or some like to call it the Bad Bunny concert mixed with the football game.
Right.
So, big deal.
I watched the game. I watched the halftime.
You and 135 million people. It was the highest rated Super Bowl viewership of any show, which is incredible. It beat out Kendrick Lamar last year. So for folks who were not happy, we already saw leading up to this, there was a lot of pushback. It was un-American, which made me very disappointed in our country, considering Puerto Rico is part of America.
Yeah, tell that to the Puerto Ricans living in the Central Florida region, many of whom moved here after Hurricane Maria. And I say moved here because moved here is the correct term.
Right, moved here. They did not immigrate here.
You moved here from Boston. You didn't immigrate to. No. Same thing with Puerto Ricans. Right. You know what? Not a Bad Bunny fan, but again, my music taste got locked in place somewhere in the late 90s. So that's kind of, where I'm at. And I mean, for my liking, just give me Metallica for 25 minutes at halftime. I'd have been good to go. But they weren't catering to me, the NFL. The NFL knows what it's doing.
Right.
They're not picking Bad Bunny simply out of a hat. They're looking out at it and saying he's the biggest artist right now in the world. He appeals to a younger generation that the NFL desperately wants to appeal to. He appeals to a Hispanic audience that the NFL is trying to appeal to.
And a population that is growing rapidly in the entire country.
Yes. And so all of those things line up for, we want to have, would it have made certain people happier to have had Paul McCartney come out? By the way, not American.
Which is interesting.
Maybe, but it was a good show. And then
the comments on social media, I think, those were disappointing. It was very clear that people were not happy that there was a singer who was not speaking English. He did not translate any of his music. He didn't do anything special. He was very authentic to his artistry. But I saw a lot of comments folks were saying, look, on the anniversary of, 250th anniversary of the country's existence, we should be having the most American performance ever. And to say that Bad Bunny is not American, I think is just a slap in the face.
Yeah, we could always make Puerto Rico a 51st state.
That
would,
maybe that'll justify it.
A couple of months ago, we wanted to make Greenland the 51st state. I believe that was Central Florida Representative Randy Fine filed that bill. So anyway, you know what? I thought the show was interesting. I liked the showmanship of it. Do not know a single Bad Bunny song, but
there was a lot of symbolism, and we're not going to spend the whole time talking about Bad Bunny, but I mean, he made sure that he used that platform. He knew going in, folks were not happy to see him. He knew he was going to have some haters, and so one of the biggest things I thought was that he walked with the football down the turf, and there was a huge banner that said, "The only thing stronger than hate is love." And he named all of the American countries, South America. He was very particular about how
a couple
he
got married during the performance. And for anyone saying, well, he didn't speak English, the counter programming that was on TPUSA, Turning Point USA, explain to me which part of English is ba with da ba to bang to bang.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I've got some Kid Rock on my playlist.
But it just, the fact that we saw that the president of the United States, who said that he was, he came out later and said he was disgusted by Bad Bunny's concert and he couldn't believe it. But we saw he watched the entire thing.
Yeah, and as somebody who has covered more than 36 Trump rallies going all the way back to 2015 down in Sarasota, he selects his own playlist for his rallies. And I will tell you, there's some Pavarotti on there. There's some Bocelli on there. It's a whole bunch of stuff.
It's a melting pot. It's not
all of
his
his
songs just American artists.
Not all of his songs are in English, and not all of his songs are. He's got a lot of Rolling Stones on there and Elton John. I remember actually I was at one rally and they were playing Elton John. I think it was Tiny Dancer, and somebody went up to a staffer and was like, "Turn this off," and they're like, "Mr. Trump personally selects this
music."
This is
what he asked for.
So hypocrisy is the price that vice pays to virtue.